My dear and lovely communicative Geminis, this is your horoscope for July 2024, and Gemini is one of the amazing months of 2024. This will be an amazing month. Use it because all the planets, all the universe speaking the same language in unison, in a very beautiful connection to each other, very friendly connection to each other. And it seems like July for you guys will be mostly financial month. You will be on the topic of finances because new moon, each month we get one new moon and one full moon, and this time July new moon and full moon, they are indicating towards your finances. Now, both of your financial houses will be activated. That axis is called financial. Now, where we have possessions, it's like material possessions, and you will be much of the time preoccupied with your financial situation, my dear Geminis, and also with your communication, because Mercury, your ruler, planet of communication and planet of signing contracts, will move into your third house. And third house is all about people we talk to, all about through what we talk, all about communication, about our neighbors, about information, agreements to sign, also all about negotiations also. Now, Mercury, your ruler, will move into your third house on 2nd of July. Now, July will start from the get-go, 2nd of July will be packed with a lot of planets moving. They are houses, they are places, and a lot of changes happening on 2nd of July. And Mercury starts first, your ruler, my dear Geminis, going into your house of signing contracts. You will, from the beginning of July, you might be busy with all sorts of documents to sign, with all sorts of communications, conversations, usually you already busy enough, answering, chatting, talking with all of your friends, with all of your family, with all of your surrounding. But when Mercury goes into your third house, it will even be more chaotic, my dear Geminis. You will have a lot of talks and chats coming in and out. Now, Mercury will be most of July in your third house. You might be quite busy surrounding, topics of your brothers and sisters if you have them, or you might be also, busy with all sorts of short-term trainings. You might sign up for few, like any sort of training, coding, painting, dancing, I don't know, which is short-term, or driving. Maybe you'll start your driving course, driving lessons, let's say, and it will be for the most part of July. But Mercury on 26th of July, towards the end of July, will move out from your third house and move into your fourth house, house of family and house of real estate. That's, end of July will be the time when you will get busy about your real estate, about your situation where you live, or your house situation, and about your family. It will be all about your family, my dear Geminis. Might be you're contacting your mom more than usual. You might go visit her, or especially your mom and parents, in general, or all sorts of your relatives will be in the picture, will come into picture. And by 11th of July, Venus also joins Mercury in your third house that I said in the beginning. Your third house will get boost from these two planets, will get activated in the beginning of the month. So 11th of July, Venus, planet of love and beauty, will move into your third house, making your chats and busy life and communications love chats, making it more gentle, making it more exquisite, let's say, because Venus is the planet of beauty and love, and Venus naturally in your chart, it rules over your love house, fifth house, true love house. It seems like your chats will be most, by the 11th of July, might become more about flirting and might become more about love chats. You might start dating someone or just communicating, and you might be using, let's say, quite a lot of dating apps if you are in that situation. Let's say if you're single, and it seems like those kind of chats will be a lot on your plate, my dear Geminis. And Venus in general, moving in your third house, it will make also amazing communication with your siblings if you have them, and will make amazing beautiful purchases like a car, for example, and especially any sort of transport. If you're buying around 11th of July, it will be amazing and beautiful transportation for you, my dear Geminis. Now, 2nd July, as I said, will be packed with all sorts of actions, and on 2nd of July, we have another planet, Neptune, which will put attention, which will will need our attention. And Neptune is the planet of magic, planet of inspiration and imagination. I love this planet, even though Neptune is also connected to all sorts of confusions, because Neptune is connected to fog, and whatever it touches makes it a bit confusing and foggy. But anyhow, Neptune is a planet of magic, most of all. You know, it's a planet of inspiration. I love this planet, and it's going retrograde in your house of career, in your most highest house in the chart, in your house of social status, 10th house, until 8th of December. Now, moving retrograde means moving backward, and meaning, you know, slowing down. Now, Neptune will follow this retrograde motion after his brother Saturn, that already went retrograde on 29th of June, few days before Neptune going retrograde. So these two planets, they are both in your 10th house, house of career, house of social status, and they are both moving retrograde, meaning backwards. And Saturn will move backwards until 15th of November. So pretty much both of these planets will move until end of the year in a backward motion, meaning slowing down, meaning, you know, slowing their influence, telling you from, you know, on the universal language, stop and pause, like retrospective kind of motion. And these two planets are more of like a karmic planets. They are heavy planets. Their influence are more on a subconscious level. That's why their retrograde motion is more likely background topic. You know, it won't manifest somehow like in a, let's say, real life, in materialistic way, but more on our spiritual, on our subconscious level, soul kind of evolution level way. And this is a background topic. It time to time will pop up in our mind until end of, you know, this year, when this Neptune and Saturn will be in retrograde motion in your 10th house. Now, 10th house is all about career, my dear Geminis. For you, it will be the time for the next half of the year will be time, you know, these two planets will give you this kind of thoughts of what kind of career you've built, or you want to build, or you are building. Is it really the one that you want for yourself? Is that really the one that you wished for yourself over life? And these two planets will be giving actually you opportunity to think, you know, to give it a second, a third, or fourth, or even fifth, you know, 10th thought, if that is really what you want. For some of you, it might be about your career, and for some of you, it will be about your social status. Are you married? Are you single? Are you with someone? Or are you like, do you feel yourself content like by yourself? Or do you have like kids? You know, all social status related things. Are you employed? Or maybe you are not employed? Or are you graduated? Do you have education? You know, this kind of social status related topics will be popping up in your mind, giving time to time for you to like some thoughts to think, you know, impulsions to think, and even think backwards, like, you know, to slow down and give to all these things like evolution, some sort of. Now, moving forward, 6th of July, we have new moon in your house of income. Now, July, as I said, for you, my dear Gemini, is financial, but you are the luckiest this year. Don't you forget that, my dear Geminis. You are lucky, you know, because you have Jupiter in your sign for a whole year until next June 2025. So use that. And with this new moon is an amazing one, brilliant one. Use this. This is happening in your house of income, in your house of earning money. Now, at 14 degrees, those of you who are born around 3rd of June, plus or minus 5 days, will be affected the most by this, 6th July new moon. And this new moon will be supported by Saturn, planet of, responsibilities and work, actually, planet of restrictions also. And this planet is all about work, and it's situated in your house of career, my dear Geminis. And planet Saturn is actually naturally rules your other financial house, 8th house, and that other house, other financial house is, rules your finances that are shared with someone. For example, your husband, or money that comes from the government as a support, or scholarship, or some sort of funding, like the money from the bank that we take loan, also in the 8th house. Also, investments are in the 8th house. What we put, like the money that we put for work, for us, like as investments, or also inheritance is in the 8th house. Now, Saturn rules all those things in your chart, but it is situated in your house of career and social status, my dear Geminis, and it will make amazing support to that new moon that is happening in your house of your like earning income. And another planet, Mars, will make amazing support also to that new moon, amazing aspect, will be situated in your house of subconscious mind, your house of intuition, your house of dreams, and also house of past. And Mars is the planet of our desire, our motivation, it's our engine, and it rules naturally your house of wishes. Now, it seems like your true wish is coming forth, my dear Geminis. This new moon in your second house, supported by Saturn and Mars, seems like will give you a new position or new job offer if you wished so, my dear Gemini. Especially for you guys, this new moon directly speaking to those who were born around 3rd of June, plus or minus 5 days. And it seems like it might be new income source, it might be second job, or your business is kind of evolving, and because of your status, because of your influence, you will earn this new position. You will earn this new job. You will secure this new job because of your, let's say experience, long-term experience, because of your influence in your industry. That's what will be all about. And also because of your own intuition and because of your own, hard work in the past and what you wished for. This new moon is amazing. So those of you who are like wanting to get a new job, try to plan, interviews and secure the job around the 6th of July. So new moon's message, any new moons or full moon's message usually comes within 10 days. It appears 5 days before, 5 days after, not necessarily exactly 6th of July. It might be appear within 10 days around this date, my dear Gemini. Just remember so. 15th of July, Mars, planet of action, and our motivation, will conjunct Uranus, planet of surprises and, electricity also. That's why it's a planet of electrical shock. Now that, you never know what to expect from this planet, but Mars and Uranus together, it's some sort of explosive aspect in astrology. But here, as I see in your chart, my dear Geminis, it's a positive one because another planet, Neptune, planet of magic and planet of dreams, imagination, our inspiration, will make that conjunction of those two very gentle, make it more friendly, let's say, to each other, and it will negotiate to turn that connection into love kind of connection. And that connection between Mars and Uranus is happening in your house of subconscious mind, in your 12th house. And it seems like, sudden friendship might be forming, or actually you might be kind of closing some sort of friends. Maybe you might be realizing some things about your friends. And those friends are most probably foreigners, not from the same culture as you, my dear Geminis, or language, like they speak different language than you. And you will be figuring out where you stand with your friend, my dear Geminis. This is some of you will experience in this way. And another of you guys, it might be a travel. You might actually suddenly get invitation to travel somewhere far and with your friend, most probably. Or it might be also about, your mental state. 12th house is all about esoterics. It's all about intuition, our soul evolution, like astrology, numerology, all these things are here. You might suddenly be struck by this, teachings, and you might start learning them yourself to become one, to become an astrologer might be. And in general, 12th house is the house where we lose things, where we release things. It might be that you actually might be releasing someone from your life or something. You might be dropping something from your life, like some wishes that you've held before, or your aspirations, or some sort of your concepts, like what you believe. You might be actually changing your mind on something, and it might profoundly affect you, my dear Geminis. Moving forward, on 20th of July, this Mars, planet of action, will move into your first house. Now, this will be amazing time. After second part of July, 20th of July, when Mars moves into our first house, I love this energy because you will experience boost of energy. Because before, it was more or less some sort of resting period. And now, when Mars moves into your first house, it will be time of, activity, time to be active. You would want to travel. You might want to do things, to create things, to make things happen. And this is what Mars means in our first house. I love Mars in our first house because it gives us so much drive. On 21st of July, next day, there is full moon happening in your another financial house. You see this another financial house coming into picture. And it's happening in your 8th house. Full moons are all about endings. You know, this is a finish line to some situation that's been already there. It's nothing new. It is just bringing conclusion to already established situation, evolving situation, and it will reach logical climax. Or full moons, they bring your attention to something or someone or some situation that needs your attention, that needs you to put some effort and resolve the situation, that needs some action from your side. And that full moon will happen at 29 degrees, meaning those who are born around 19th of June, plus or minus 5 days, will be affected the most by this full moon. And this full moon will be in conjunction with Pluto, planet of transformation. And Pluto will be situated in your house of foreign lands, you know, house of education, 9th house of, all sorts of foreign related things and of our higher mind. And that full moon will be supported by Mars, planet of action, planet of motivation and engine, you know. Mars will be situated in your first house and you will not be scared of anything, which is a good news. And this full moon, you know, might be giving some sort of a scary, uncertain kind of a vibration, but Mars will make sure that you will have a courage and you will have a drive to sort out the situation, whatever it will be. This full moon's message that is coming surrounding 21st of July. And another planet that will support this full moon will be Neptune, and Neptune is the planet of imagination, planet of magic, and it seems like Neptune, will be situated in your house of career, in your house of social status, which Neptune rules. And these two planets will be supporting this full moon in your financial house. And Mars will be in conjunction with Uranus, planet of surprises, still in conjunction in your house of far lands. Uranus naturally rules your foreign houses. You see, it seems like that this full moon's message will be something related to your finances that you are sharing with your husband, for example, or ex-husband or wife or ex-wife. It will be about if you are in a divorce settlement process, this full moon will bring some sort of news, last sort of kind of resolution to some situation surrounding that divorce settlement, financial settlement between you two. And 8th house, it's also, about someone else's money. Maybe it's a bank loan. Maybe you are in in court against the bank or financial institution or whoever it might be. But the point will be some sort of money, money issue coming. And it seems like that mostly this full moon is positive, and I see for you very positive outcome because Mars will be on your side in your first house, will give you the courage to speak up your truth, and your friends will be supporting you as well. And Uranus, planet of surprises, will be on your side as well. And you will know your stance, actually, where you stand with your with whoever that is against you there, related to money. For some of you, it might be about inheritance. Actually, this full moon has the power to bring you inheritance, and that inheritance will be the huge one. You might become all of a sudden rich, let's say, with money or with a huge real estate, my dear Geminis. It seems like this full moon has that power to bring you, and that real estate will come from some far relative, and that real estate will be situated also somewhere far, not in your let's say mother soil, let's say, not in your mother country, somewhere very far. And also it has all about money from governments, like scholarships, and money from loans as well, and funding. It seems like you will get the funding. 21st of July, you might get the news around this full moon that you are granted for some sort of funding, governmental support, and it will be amazing news, isn't it? And also about your tax situation, you will get news around that too. If you've been submitting your tax return papers and, dealing with tax, let's say refunding or retaxing something, some things, it might be also this full moon will bring positive outcome for you too, my dear Geminis. For some of you, it might be about health and healing. 8th house is all about healing, and especially magical healing, mystical healing. And full moon might bring you that health, a restored health, restoration of your health, healed process, and you won't believe it into it yourself. And it seems like, resolution will come from some sort of foreign doctors might be, or foreign kind of solution. that is helpful in your health condition, let's say. And 8th house is also conception. Now, those of you who've been planning to, be pregnant and on the fertility journeys, this full moon has that power to bring your wish to come true, my dear Geminis. And around this full moon, you might find out that you are pregnant, or if you are already pregnant, then around this full moon, you might actually give birth. You might add up to your family, my dear Geminis. Congratulations on that. And lastly, also about your investments. 8th house, full moon happening in your 8th house, seems like your investments are doubling. You might receive from your investments back a double money because Pluto is involved, and Pluto is the planet of huge money. And if you've invested into some foreign assets, then this full moon will be yours, my dear Geminis. And lastly, 22nd of July, Sun will move into your house of communication. And when Sun moves, into your house of communication, your whole attention will switch back to your house of communication, where you've been chatting, speaking, communicating, signing contracts also by the end of July, or traveling short distances might resume for you, my dear Geminis. Now, this was your horoscope for July, and don't forget to check your rising sign, ascendant, and moon sign, because those are very important. I'm very influenced by my rising sign all the time, so make sure to check all those 3 signs too, my dear Geminis. Wish you best July, and stay tuned for August. Bye bye.